Bathou Shiva Dharma conference, which is organized this year in the year of 2023 at the village of Laokripara in the Jhapa district, Nepal. And respected distinguished present here and the religious gurus or the leaders of the different organizations and societies, and the respected or the most beloved, the worshippers, the bhaktos, the bhaktanis of these particular organizations, religious organizations. First of all, I would like to offer my cordial respect and good wishes and greetings to all of you. This moment, it's a little bit late, even though I had to say many things, but I will shorten my speech and very brief. I want just the committee or the organizing committee has asked me to give a speech in English. Anyway, Dozido, Kunga Dozido, Bathou Shiva Dharmani, Kuntai apartment, Miru apartment, Sadruma, Sadruma Bitamaha today, Nepal is to Buddhism, Bitaman is the same Mahasabak Trahu, Pusala and Tatai, Bones in the Tatai, Ingrazira, Bung Huduman, Latai Bitamaha, Bangrai Hegrilia. The Teola Bunkanabadian, Sosiporo, Sosi, Ingrazia, only slow, Grand Batrapam Bunsigan, Karan Bungago Batravispan Villa and Sambai, Karan Zerni Sigali, Gurupur, Babibunti Gurupur, Ba Be Unsuli, Laokripara Nepal, Zaitamanaha, Sigona Bibunti Lang, Bai Bibitamanaha, Gubang, Gausini, Hurum Zunligas, Thomas, Harimu, Aderau, Songrika Kalam Languri, Mahazing, Batra Langbai. Be Batra was in Kausi, was by Kausi, was Jaxi, Taran Be Batra, Nepal, the organizing committee actually asked me to deliver a speech on the Bathou religions or its importance and its relations with the mainstream Hindu religions of India. But I feel that actually here this speech will be, I think, a little bit meaningless because many people will not understand what I want to say. Still, I'll try to translate it in Bodo deliberately. So first of all, I thank the organizing committee, the chairpersons of this organization for giving me a little time to speak, to address the gathering. So first of all, I would like to just say a few words in connection with the Bathou religion, which is actually inseparable, related with the mainstream Hindu religion, the Sanatan religions, which is basically the Sanatan Sanskar or the mainstream Hindu religions, which is the basically what we believe, what we know, basically, or everybody knows that this is basically the Shiva Sanskar, Sanatan Sanskar, which is basically following the right path, the right track to reach to the source of the goal of the destinations of the spiritual home or the spiritual destiny. So, in connection with that, basically the idea of the concept of the Shiva or the concept of the Shiva, which was developed in a different part of this southern part of the Asian continent. The Bathou people who are living from below of the Himalayan range, the Mongolid ethnic communities from the Mongolid race, they are basically following different kinds of indigenous religions, and basically Bathou people who are known as the Meche or the Maize or the Bathou or the Kosanis or the Garus or the Misings by the different names in India or Bangladesh and Nepal. We have been identified by different names or different nomenclatures of this particular ethnic community. this particular community is basically following the since ancient time. These people are following the one religious tradition. This is called what is called Bathou religion. Bathou Dharma, Bathou Dharma. Bathou, in the Bathou actually we plant a cactus which we call it the sizo. The sizo, which is actually nothing but a symbol of life, symbol of soul, a symbol of supreme God or supreme authority of this entire universe. So basically in this regard, so when we compare the idea with the idea of the concept of the Shiva is basically the omnipotent, the first supreme creator of this particular universe. So here we find this similar concept. So already earlier speakers have already talked about that there is a close relationship between the Shiva and the Bathou, and Bathou and Shiva basically. Our people since ancient time, the history cannot tell it. That historian can tell that since that particular time the Bathou people or the Meche people or Kosovo people are following this particular religion. No one can tell, no book can, no text can tell us. So it means that we have been, or these people have been following, worshipping this God, the supreme God, since ancient time. So which has, of course, in course of time, it has a connection, it has a relationship, it has influence of different other religions or religious concepts or ideas developed in a different place or the different locations, different countries of this particular southern part of subcontinent. So that is first of all I want to draw an attention basically. There is this thing. Besides this, what I want to argue. Recently I have written an article that Bathou is the Shiv and Shiva is Bathou. By arguing that statement, I have written an article, and in that article I have cited so many authors, so many research scholars, the famous research scholars from Assam, from the Bathou to the Assamese scholarship, basically. From our community, there's a Mongol Singh Hazouri from Assamese literature, Biren Kumar Burua, Moheshwar Naik. Those are the scholars who are also telling another important fact that, so somewhere or other, the idea of Shiv, the concept of the Shiv, was not actually the God or the concept of mainstream Aryan group of the group in India. So somewhere or other these Aryan groups accepted this particular concept of Shiva from Mongoloid ethnic communities like Kiza, who were known as the Kirata, Kijata, Meche, etc., etc. So from their concept actually, they accepted this idea of the Shiva, which we follow as by the name of Bathou. So basically, my focus is here just to draw a little, that means the clear idea about the concept, because there is sometimes we have a question, we have a doubt that the Bathou is different thing or the Shiva is different thing. But the research shows, the reading of the text, of the earlier text shows that there is no distinction, there is no difference. So somewhere or other I have tried to prove it in my article. This is in the first, in this particular magazine which we released yesterday in CWC meeting. The first article is about that. Then just I want to switch over to a little idea. This is about this indigenous religion. So there is a large-scale demand in this entire world about this to revisit, to go and reconnect and relive or to revive the idea of indigenous ways of life, indigenous tradition, indigenous religion. Why? Because today, this is a time of the environmental crisis. The climate crisis is going on. The world is, the earth is suffering from different kinds of diseases that the life, including humanity, is going to vanish from this earth. So in this moment, in this time, we are very much environmentally very conscious. Environmentally conscious, so in this particular time of environmental consciousness, we are basically trying to revisit our traditional values, traditional ideas, traditional concepts. Why? Because what we have found is that the idea of monotheistic religion, anthropocentric religion, anthropocentric values, anthropocentric culture, traditions of the West, which have somewhere or other submerged us, or covered us, or influenced us, or inserted, being inserted or inculcated in our culture, in our tradition, in our psychology, that materialistic sense, this addicted materialistic sense, the Western culture has somewhere or other influenced us totally. So today, that is why we have developed a kind of materialistic spirit, materialistic sense. We have lost somewhere or other our traditional values, our connection, close relationship with nature. While we fail to connect or relate, or when we do not have any good relationship with the nature, then there is a kind of collapse between the harmony between man and nature, society and nature, culture and nature. So that type of disparity, the split is going. So that is why humanity is suffering today. So we do not have peace in our mind, we do not have peace in our spirit. So that is why today we are trying to revisit our ancient indigenous traditional religions, values, ideas and concepts. So we have developed today a kind of environmental philosophy, deep philosophy. The deep philosophy is encouraging us to relook, rethink, revisit, redevelop our traditional values, indigenous religion, indigenous way of life. The environmental scientists are there telling that we have to save this planet, to save the life on this planet, so we have to rebuild, we have to establish our new relationship with the nature. We have to live within the nature. And this is how indigenous people live in the nature, within the nature. There is a friendship, close relationship between the human being and the nature. Human culture is very much dependent on the nature. So without nature, man alone cannot survive. No, without animals, man cannot survive. So that is why our religious philosophies, the ideas, the 5 tenets which we have in Bathou, so they tell us to live amidst the nature, within the nature, maintaining a close relationship. That's why in this world of global crisis, climate crisis, Anthropocene crisis, so this particular religion, Bathou religion, where basically we worship the nature as a symbol of the power, as a symbol of energy, symbol of the light, symbol of the supreme authority. So this particular religion has very important, it has very important sort of significance in today's time. It through following this particular religion, at least we can reinculcate our traditional values, traditional ideas, traditional social values, which are basically today's time, this is diminishing, decreasing. We have seen a kind of anarchy in human society. It is because of the loss of traditional cultural values, traditional religious values, social values, moral values. So to inculcate all those values, we have to follow that type of certain traditional ways of life, for which can be found in this type of indigenous religious practice. So I think, even though I wanted to take a little time, but I have taken long time. I think if, I think speech is clear, I think. Should I speak in Bathou now, little bit? Got it. Louder time. सोरबाफोर आंनि इंराजि बुंनायखौ बुजाबो जानो हागौ दा बेनि थाखाय आंनि माबा बिबाय दा आं जास्ट सुंद'यै बर'निल' बाथ्रा फंसे बुंनो सानदों दिनै जोङो आबहावानि मोनसे सांग्रांथिनि जुग जे आबहावा गुबुंले जानायनि थाखाय आबहावा जोबस्रांनायनि थाखाय मिथिंगा जोबस्रांनायनि थाखाय बिफां लाइफां गैयिनि थाखाय दैमा दैसा हा गासैबो मैला जाजोबनायनि थाखाय दिनै सारा मुलुगाव मोनसे समस्या जाबाय बे बुहुमाव जिउआ थांनानै थागोन ना थाया बा थायोबा बेसे गोबाव थाबावगोन बे मोनसे क्राइसिस फैबाय मानसिया थांना थानो हाला जिब जुनार थांनानै थानो हाला बिफां लाइफां थांनानै थानाय नंला नामा खारन जोंनि हुदाया जोंनि आखुआ our habit has changed the materialistic habit जों खालि मुवा जोंनो नांगौ धोन दौलत जोंनि जिथु मिथिंगा बे मिथिंगाखौ जों दिनै मा खालामजोब्बाय जोंनि सम्पति खालामजोब्बाय जोंनि न' बां लुनाय इनस्टिटिउसन नोगोर सोहोर खालामनो थाखाय जों बेखौ सम्पतियाव महर सोलायहोबाय मानो सोलायखो बेनि इनफ्लुयेन्सआ मा बेयो जादों सोनाबारि सान्थौ सोनाबारि मेटेरियलिस्टिक जिथु हारिमुवारि सान्थौ कालचार मेटेरियलिस्टिक कालचार एडिक्टिभ कालचार sentimental culture tension big full of tension is to culture big culture जोंनि मेलेमाव हाबफैबाय जोंनि गोसोआव हाबफैबाय दिनै जोङो मिथिंगा सायाव गाग्लोबबाय जिनाहारि खालामबाय नाथाय मिथिंगा जोबोब्ला मानसियाबो थांनानै थानो हानाय नङा खुनु जिब जुनारा थांनानै थानो हानाय नङा बे मुलुगाव दिनै बेनिखायनो बे आबहावायारि सांग्रांथिनि जिथु जुग बे जुगाव जोङो दिनै बेनिखायनो गोदो गोदाय मिथिंगानि गेजेराव थानाय जिब जुनारजों गोरोबनानै थानाय बिफां लाइफांनि गेजेराव थानाय दा बेबायदि जिथु गोदोनि जिथु इन्डिजिनास जिथु आबै आबौनि जिथु भेलुसमोन बेसेनमोन बे बेसेन समाजारि बेसेन हारिमुवारि बेसेन जोंनि नीतिगारि जिथु बेसेन जिथु एथिक्स बेफोर जोंनियाव बेफोर गोमालांनो हमबाय लासै लासै दा बेफोरखौ जों लाबोफिननो थाखाय जोंनि गोसोआव लाबोफिननो थाखाय जोंखौ संस्कार खालामनो थाखाय जोंखौ साननायखौ सोलायनो थाखाय जोंनि जिथु गांनाय खालि मेटेरियलिस्टिक गांनायखौ खमायनो थाखाय जोंनि गाज्रि नंनायखौ गांनो थाखाय दिनै सारा मुलुगाव मिथिंगाखौ संरैखा होनो थाखाय जिब जुनार बिफां लाइफां एम्फौ एनला गासैखौबो संरैखा होनो थाखाय जोङो दिनै मोनसे सान्थौ दादोङो जायखौ जोङो इंराजियाव डिप फिलसफि होनो बे डिप फिलसफि मथे जे गोदोनि बादि जों थांनानै थाफिननांसिगोन नङाबा जों जोबस्रांलांसिगोन मुलुगा जोबस्रांलांसिगोन गतिके गोदोनि जिथु जोंनि थांना थानाय जिथु राहा दंमोन धोरोमनि जिथु बोसोनफोर दंमोन बेसेनफोर दंमोन नियम खानुनफोर दंमोन जिथु एथिक्सफोर दंमोन जिथु नीतिफोर दंमोन जों बेखौ बोखांफिननांगोन दा बेखौ बोखांनो थाखाय जोंनो खालि नैबे बाथौ धोरोमनि गेजेरजोंनो जों बेफोरखौ बोखांफिननायनि माखासे राहा लामा दं सैथो लामाजों थांनायनि आरो बे धोरोमजों जों मोनसे सिस्टेमेटिक दिक्षानि गेजेरजों सिस्टेमनि गेजेरजों गावनि देहा सोलेर मोदोम मेलेम संस्कार खालामनाय लोगोजों जों माबोरैहाय साधनानि गेजेरजों मुक्तिसिम सौहैनो हायो बे लामाखौ थोंजोङै दिन्थिदों गतिके बे धोरोमनि गेजेरजों जोङो खालि जों जाथिल' नङा गासै जिब जिबि गासैबो पृथिबिनि मानसिनि मोजांनि थाखाय गाहामनि थाखाय बे धोरोमा खामानियाव गोनां जोबोद गोनां दा बेखिनिखौ आं बुंनानै आंनि बिबुंथिखौ आं बेहायनो फोजोबबाय गोजोन्थों।